guys, new prediction next week. I don't know if it's gonna be short or long, but let's start. A quick recap for last week on the SPY. On the SPY prediction was that I think it was here. Yes. Next target was the 430 and next for even 432. What it did, it came a little bit, rest on it, and tried to make the reversal, didn't manage to do so fully, and reached to the 131.99 and then get rejected. So you could see the trend I drew there. You can see the break, and you see it was a nice divergence for the move to the upside. Very easy to spot. So coming here for the long side, basically like this one, moving to the upside. So once again, I don't know if the sellers came in yet, but they tried to fake it. I don't know if the buyers bought it. We see the move and spike to the upside and got rejected. So it basically didn't close above the 430. Let me check it here. Close 429.91, so it didn't close. So we got several rejection for the 430. This is a good indication of the move to the downside. But the trend is strong. The trend is moving to the upside. You can see the momentum is positive there. You may say that there is a divergence for reversal, so we might see the first reversal maybe again to this 426, even to the 422. You got there. This is making lower high. This is making higher high. A nice indication for the reversal. If we check, let's see the daily. You can see the daily. This is the flag. This is a bull flag. You can imagine it. This is the stick, and this is the flag hanging there. This is a nice rejection. If you see it, this is a nice candle. Many people look for it. So probably below the 428, 429, people take it short in order for it to resume to the bring in the buyers. Even closing the gap, you have a gap at the 421 here. You have a gap here. There are lots of gap left behind, which is not that good. So this is the main reason why I think the short people, the put people, giving some pressure to the market for the downside in the long run. At the moment, even the stochastic is, even if it's overbought area, this is a good indication that the buyers are still in control, and you don't have any reason to short it, and you don't have any indication. If we go to see how the weekly ends, you can see the weekly, how it ends. It even tried to spike there above this high, and you don't see much volume. So it means there was not a lot of stop losses above, because the high here is the 431.73, and it reached 20 cents, and you don't see the volume coming up. So not much stop losses here, or maybe even the sellers try to defend this zone. And this is a big sideways move. If it's a defending zone for the moving to the downside again. And there is no divergence, so it means that in the longer run the potential is still to the upside. Let's go for the 1 hour and see what can happen. This week it didn't even reach to the moving average. It likes to touch when it gets far away. There is a volume at the end of the session when it's down, so you might see a continuation at the beginning of the session, closing some gaps here, and even touch this dynamic support and try to bounce off it. You could see it again the divergence or the downside. It crossed here, but it didn't cross the 50. Could be a potential of a fake break to the upside and then moving down. At the moment, I'm biased for the reversal, but remember, this is a reversal in a strong uptrend. So be careful for taking short with let's say bigger gains. Take it small, take it quick, be prepared. You could have something like this happening, breaking the 200, bounce off it. But at the moment, what I could see here, if you want to take it, maybe take it below here for this area and then wait for the bounce. Let me check something here. Yeah, many people probably take short below the 426.80, 427, someplace here. The short people will wait and then resume. It can bounce from this area, so be very careful. There is no divergence, so it might see continuation above the 430.80. So probably people take it here for the long side for continuation. It didn't reach its goal, which is the 432, so it might spike even if 20 cents above, and then coming back to the downside for the reversal. So this is it for next week. Let's move forward to Qs. The Qs was more correct. We knew the reversal is coming, and basically it did. This is the rejection, second rejection, the reversal. This is the bounce up. This is what we want to do. So at the moment, the Qs is leading with the movement, so probably the SPY will do something like this and then bounce. But there it is on the Qs. This is a several rejection, big rejection from this key area, and this is a key level. Momentum, even though it's positive, it started to weaken. So we have the divergence of continuation to the upside, but what we gonna see here, probably this is a weakest move to the upside and then resuming to the downside, which can go something like even reach a little bit higher and then move to the downside to this area. Again, the sellers are not participating, so this is a move of option mainly, and we probably need to wait for next week and even the week after for the option expiration and to see where is the target and the max pain for both the put and the on the call options. At the moment, I could see a little bit move to the upside. The move to the upside can be weaker than before, and then trying to bring the buyers with a bigger volume. This is it for the moment. For the moment, if we go to Tesla, so far we have a momentum play. This is a big gap to the upside with no reason. I know they put up a deal with GM to spread in the electric station, something like this, but could see the next target to the 255 and again then rejected drastically. This is a big gap for Tesla. You could see it here. This is the big gap and then it's closed, rebounds on it, so probably try to move. This is too extended to the upside. If we do something like this, this is the attempt. The sellers came in this place, so a lot of sellers, probably the price will, I don't know if it's gonna move up. I will check it a little bit later, and when it reaches those zone, it's gonna bounce up. This is too extended to the upside. Many people will wait for the move to the downside. If we check it here, you can see how this is a flag, but no one participate in this big move, so probably close the gap and then bouncing up. You have the volume, so a lot of sellers volume, because this is the 250 area and you see the buyers are holding. So if they fail, probably people take it short, be below the 242. But any move to the downside will create divergence to the upside. So if the sellers want to beat it and reach again to the 220, they're probably gonna rest it, fake break to the upside, and then move to the downside. Let me check here. So it could start to move to the downside again. People will wait for the 242 to enter probably. If it open with a gap down here, it could flash here to close the gap. At the moment there is let me see, there is a small divergence to try to break to the upside. So at the moment I will wait for the market to decide. It could go either way. I will wait for the break either way to the downside or the upside and then decide what to do. There is no clear indication, just that there was people selling at the 250. Let's look at it on the daily, see how it looks. You can see it on the daily how it looks. So imagine what happened if it's closed below the 242. It immediately closed the gap. This is lonely candle. And basically when you see those candles with the gap up and opening with the gap down and closing the gap, you have the reversal coming again. If we check it on the weekly how it looks, there is a potential for the 265 to 64. Let's check it up here, 255 to 65. Yeah. At the moment I don't like this gap up, so probably I would like it to move to the downside and then close above and then giving the indication of moving up. At the moment I will wait. Apple, nice prediction with a fake break and immediately push to the down. This is the end zone. It's too extended to the upside. You can see it up on the weekly how it's too extended. Maybe, I don't know, if it's the first candle, people will wait another week to get a confirmation of a reversal. At the moment it reached to all-time high with overbought area, with no volume. It's gotta do a reversal. It's gotta do a reversal. If we look at it on the daily, see how it looks. This is the big rejection. This is a big candle. Try to left here, trying to bring more buyers to the party, and the buyers are not coming. You can see this is a profit taking, moving up and selling again, moving up and selling again. So if you see the volume getting lower, you gotta prefer for the reversal. If we look at it on the 60-minute, you can see this is the big candle. It's still in an uptrend. Don't presume that it's gonna break immediately to the downside. Any move to the downside could create a divergence again to the upside. So wait a little bit. We are still in a strong uptrend, which means the buyers have enough profit. The zone where the sellers are is the 175 to 170 area. Sellers are locking there, so below the 170 we could see the potential of moving and presuming to the downtrend to reaching below here and reaching down. At the moment you can see a nice trend to the upside with not much correction though. So maybe this is the first correction. Where are next to it? You don't see a correction yet. So this is too extended. So I don't see the buyers coming for another attempt. If we look NVDA now is starting to give indication that it wants to move down. It wants to move to close the gap. You can see that even though the big momentum here is positive, it started to be negative. A lot of sellers got already in position. They probably gonna double their position below this 375, 374 even, moving for potential to closing the gap. If we look at it up here, you can see it trying to moving, creating a flag here, but this is a false flag because there is a big gap. No one participated, so I think it's gonna be a failure. You can see This is the first failure here. Let's make it bigger. This is the first failure, and starting to building a position there. And probably you're gonna see it here. So they're starting to build in position for the move to the downside, but there is no confirmation yet, so be prepared. Probably people start, if at the opening it will open with a gap down, I will wait for the push to the upside and then resuming for the downside. There is no divergence yet, so be prepared for it. Let's look at it on the daily. With the daily, you can see this is a big area. People will wait for it below this. Big volume. Many people afraid, so it could still, you can see it up and down on the overbought area. People will wait, just wait for it to cross below the 50 and then maybe join the party for the move to the downside. At the moment, still strong. Get ready. Even though it's given some indication that it wants to move to the downside. MRNA just faking it, moving to the downside. I don't know, probably trying to stay above this zone to the 120. Nothing much yet. It didn't cross here, so still moving to the downside. You can see it here. This is resuming the trend to the downside. At the moment, I still see the potential of moving to the 157 up again, but it probably need to take more short sellers, suck them in, and then squeeze them out in order to move to the upside. If we look at it on the 1 hour chart, so this is the 30 minutes. On the 1 hour chart, I don't know, I know this is the break, so people probably start watching it up again. And this is fading out slowly. So I will wait for it, even if it will do another break. I won't have a fear of missing out. I will wait for a good confirmation to get back into this position. If we go to BA, all right, BA still don't like it, even though it did a nice pull. We saw the reversal, but this is a weird reversal. It just hit it, and immediately you can see the volume sucked all the short sellers in, and immediately take them out. And this is the short squeeze. This is what it do. This is what the market can give us in those sideways move. Suck short sellers in, push them out, bring the buyers, push them out. So still, I don't like this BA move. You could look at it on the daily, and probably this is why I don't like it. There is no trend. The moving average started to be flat a little bit. So this is a sideways. Sells from here, buy from there. I don't like this move at the moment. Nothing much to say. If you still want to trade it, let me check. There could be a move below here again to test the 12 to 10. I will wait for confirmation to do so. Which stock I forgot? Let's talk about gold. Let me check something if I forgot some stocks. So yeah, I forgot Meta. Sorry guys. Meta. Alright, so nice uptrend, you can see it here, nice momentum, divergence to the upside. So basically it seems that it still wants to reach to the 280. If we look at it, this is the end zone 287. If we look at it on the weekly, how it seems, you can see it here. This is a nice zone to get rejected, lots of area of position there. So probably continuation, and then I know it's too extended. This is inside candle, don't give us much. Above it move to the upside, below it move to the downside. At the moment I could see it move to the upside with the weakest move. So if we check it on the 1 hour chart, On the wall, you can see the bounce there. You probably see where it is. This is it. You can see how it bounced from there. Create divergence. This is a small divergence, so be prepared. At the moment, this is the uptrend. This is could be a break of the uptrend, but I could see it coming back here to retest, even spike up and then falling back. So I won't enter short yet unless I see it dropping below here, give you a little bit confirmation and then moving to the downside. You could see it here. This is the 82.18, this is the 86. There is a short continuation, so be prepared. Could make a fake break to the upside and then resuming to the downside. So now let's move to the gold. First, the 4-hour chart. The gold sideways move, resting on the 180. Does it give us much? We could waiting. If you're adventurous, you could buy with stop loss of maybe 180. I still don't like it. I don't see anything that gives the indication that it wants to move to the upside. Momentum is a little bit negative, trying to be positive. There is no divergence yet that gives us any indication of something happened with the buyers and the sellers. If we look at it on the daily chart, this is the downtrend. Could see it moving a little bit to the upside, or maybe I will wait for it moving a little bit close here, some gaps, even though the gold not that much closing gaps. Could see it closing here, making divergence to the upside and then coming back to the upside. Let's look at it on the daily and see how it looks there. You can see it probably resting on the 180. So this is a sideways move. You could call it a bear flag. This is the move to the downside. This is a stick. This is the flag. So many people will wait below the 180, but below the 180 it could just reach and close here gaps and bounce back. So small profits at the moment. Still gold is strong, leading. So if the market will move down, probably the gold will try to break above. So I don't know if I'm willing to trade this week the gold. A smaller move. This is a squeeze, so I will wait. Let's move to the silver and see what it tells us. The silver is trying. It did also the break. It bounced from the 200, which is nice, but it got to do and have to do a lot of pressure in order to move and break the 24 again. And if not, it will create divergence of short continuation. And if we look at it and take this here Fibonacci, we can see the end zone is 2270, 80, and from there trying the reversal. Let's look at it on the 1-hour chart, see how it looks. We could see it coming back to the 2150 and bounce, so we touched it, even the 40, and resting 2 days, give the bounce, give the fake, and then move up. So probably the buyers want to control it now and push it to the upside. I will give it even the move to a little bit here to the downside, resting here and then pushing forward and moving to the upside. If we go to Oxy, I don't like it. Sideways move like BA. Even though we saw the reversal, it came down, immediately push up. So it started to squeeze. You can see the momentum is squeezing, not giving much indication. You probably could wait here for the break again to the upside. I will wait to see if there is any divergence. I don't know, it's confusing. It's moving up, rejected, moving down, bouncing. So it's bouncing a little bit. It didn't decide what to do. My longer term prediction is for the 54 area, and I will wait for it, but I don't have any entry for indication to go to the short side yet. If we look at it on the weekly, you can see it started to be a little bit positive, but moving sideways move. If we look at it on the daily, you can see how it rests here, which was a good prediction. Now sideways move, so this is accumulation or distribution, we don't know yet. If it's in the middle of no zone, so I don't know. I don't want to make a prediction. It's below the 200, so it's weak. So maybe just resuming to the 55, can even go to the 54 where we predicted it. At the moment, not yet. If it moves higher, can create a divergence to the short continuation, and this is what it want to. Not yet. So let's sum it up, guys. Oh no, W. Yes, this no. Forgot about it. Just a sec. So yes, the Russell. Sorry, guys. So the Russell give us last week a nice bullish candle, big green. We know immediately it will push higher, which was good. This is the rotation for the Russell, but still the Russell in the middle of no zone. So nothing much there yet, even though it make the break, which was nice. Momentum is positive, creating a bull flag. So people will wait for it to see where it goes. I'm just following for indication to see could resting. You can see the sideways move. It's not like the SPY or Qs. So in order for it to start to be positive, the Qs must be a little bit negative. So to draw money from the Nasdaq and give it to the Russell and the rest of the bank and the small stock company. And at the moment, even though we have a nice volume coming in, there is lots of resistance. So I could see the potential of moving to the downside. I don't like this move. You can see this is more like a bear flag at the moment. Could make another leg in the long run. So compare it to the SPY, then let's sum it up. You can see how it looks with the SPY. This is a big move to the upside, so it's just textbook moving off something like this, moving up. If we look at the Qs, you can even see it in the Qs coming up, coming down, and a leg to the upside. So I don't know. Sorry. So at the moment, you could see the potential of resistance up above, and I will wait for it. Many people will wait for it. This is a nice candle for reversal. We don't have confirmation yet. It doesn't mean that we have a fail, but we could see a potential to moving to the downside, profit taking to till the end of June, making some profit for the big investment house for their reports. And at the moment it's strong, momentum is positive. Could see some rejection. I would love to see it next week coming down. I think next week is the third week of expiration, or I think it's 2 weeks. So probably 2 weeks we're gonna see a fight, but at the moment I don't see it coming yet. So this is it, guys. Hope you like this prediction. You got some key levels, something to watch. I know there is no exact entry point. I will not give it here. I'll just give you the concept, and you have to do your own due diligence. And this is made for only entertainment and for me, for my research. Hope you like it. Subscribe, give some likes, and see you guys later.